evening, everybody, and welcome into the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup show here at JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Brett Pritchard and Adam Blankenship here with you for about an hour, leading up, obviously, to Sports Blitz Live. Glad all of you have joined us tonight. Good show coming up, Adam. Obviously, high school football is done, basketball in full swing, and the winter sports starting to take obviously the forefront. We've got some wonderful guests here tonight that we'll talk about here in just a little bit that we're excited that have made their way up here to JR's tonight. But to close out high school football season this past week up in Tuscaloosa for the Super 7, our crew went up and called those games, Adam, and it was another stellar week as 1A through 7A. We have champions all the way through high school football. It's hard to believe that those 15 weeks are over now. I mean, it goes by so extremely fast every year, it seems like. But some really, really good football games up there.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, it's crazy that's already over with. It's a cold Super 7. I kind of hate it happen that way because, you know, they're used to playing in a certain temperature and elements all year long, and then here's the biggest game of the season, and you're playing the stuff you're not even used to.
I got one for you. McGill-Tulane, when they left on Tuesday afternoon to head to Tuscaloosa, it was 81 degrees.
Goodness gracious.
When they played at kickoff Wednesday night, it was 40-something degrees.
Goodness gracious.
So, I mean,
I hated that.
You just think about the difference in what they played in all year versus what they had to play in, the conditions they had to play in Tuscaloosa. But, you know, everybody had to play in it. All those teams, all 14 of them, have been playing in pretty subdued, warm weather all season. And then, obviously, the biggest cold spurt that we've had all year came through. And then Friday's games were probably the most interesting because that's when the snow fell. And the 10 o'clock or the 11 o'clock game, UMS Wright, they looked like a team that it didn't affect. Mm-hmm. Fayette County looked like, man, what the heck's going on out here? I can't get anything going. Fayette County turned the ball over on the first two possessions because of passes that went off receivers' chest and bounced up in the air.
Yeah.
So tough breaks for them. UMS Wright made them pay for it, and they got out to a 20-0 lead and never really looked back. I thought the difference in that game, I'm just kind of hopping around right now, but I thought the difference in that game was right before halftime. Fayette County had the ball on the 1-yard line for 3 plays and couldn't get in the end zone.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're looking at a whole different ball game if you're looking at a 20-14 game versus a 20-0 or 20-7 game. So we'll just run down the scores. Again, our AHSA network crew went over Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, called all those games. Had over 85,000 listeners online only, not counting the 20-plus affiliates we have on the network, Adam. No way to gauge how many people really listen on the radio, but you know the markets that we covered, the size of the stations, that we had a considerable audience out there listening. Fortunately for us, not fortunate for the Super 7, the crowds were a little bit lower because of the weather. More people listening to us. So,
that's true.
You know, it was one of those situations where people are going to find out. They're going to watch or listen to the game. So we had a lot of people listening to us online and through our radio station. We'll start in 1A. Sweetwater defeated Pickens County 20-6. You know, Sweetwater has been a team that notoriously has been there year in and year out. They've been about 5 or 6 years of a break, not going to the Super 7. They get back there and they take care of business 20-6. And that was a team that everybody talked about in the latter part of the season, Adam, that they said if there's a team that can knock Maplesville off, it would be Sweetwater. They knock Maplesville off, they go on and win the state championship.
Exactly, and they also beat a really, really good Wadley team, too, that thought I had a chance to be up there in Tuscaloosa as well. So they definitely earned that one because their road to the Super 7 was tough. Yeah, and, of course, they took care of business when they got there. I watched that game. It just seemed like they just dominated the entire time.
The next game, man, I tell you, this team is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they're going to be around for a long time. They're actually moving down to 1A
next
year with Sweetwater and Pickens County and Maplesville and Wadley and all of them are going to have to deal with Lynette now. Lynette won 33-15 over Leroy. Lynette, Adam, got off to a slow start. You know, 8 times previous to this year they'd made it to a semifinal game. and not won.
Yeah.
We were concerned, or we were wondering if this would be a team that was just happy to get there, or would they be a team that looked the part and went on and showed up. Well, after the first quarter, it looked like a team that was just happy to get there because they were down 15-0 to Leroy. And then everybody in the first two drives of the game, Leroy went right down the field, and you were like, man, this isn't good. And Leroy's program, not necessarily those kids, but that school's been there a bunch. Yeah. So know how to win championships. Lynette, man, it's just like they had to get warmed up.
It was almost like they finally woke up, and they were like, okay, well, we're ready to play now. We got all the butterflies, all the nervousness out of the way, and we're ready to play. And they didn't look back.
From the second quarter on, it was all the net. And it starts with their sophomore quarterback, Christian Story. I can't say enough. They already in some of the publications, one of the top 100 players in the country already as a sophomore. So he's the coach's son. He's got a younger brother, Caden, that's an 8th grader that's already like 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. You got his brother that just played quarterback for them for 2 years, moved on. You want to talk about some bloodlines.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but Lynette moves on and they win.
You also talking about them too. They're going to pick up in basketball. They're probably going to make a run and win another state championship in that as well.
It'll be 3 in a row.
It's crazy.
Their whole entire starting lineup in basketball was there at the football game.
And now you're going to take all of that and put it down in 1A. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, not going to be pretty. We only have about a minute left in this segment. We'll go to 3A, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about these a little bit later on. Hillcrest Evergreen defeats Randolph County 26-14 in 3A. I thought Hillcrest Evergreen, the story there, Randolph County turned the ball over 4 times. Yeah. You get to that level or any level, but especially get to the championship game, you hate it for teams to get there and not play their best.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things. I know the snow was cool and all that kind of stuff, but you want prime conditions to see teams play and to showcase what they do. But that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you play all year and you get to the championship game and you don't play your best. And Randolph County did not play their best. 4A UMS Wright adds another one to their trophy case. They win 21-7 over Fayette County. We talked about that. UMS Wright, they got off to a great start and never looked back. St. Paul's over Briarwood 17-14 is the best matchup of the whole week.
A really good game.
And I mean, it was back and forth. And 4th down and 18 for St. Paul's. Game on the line, and they'd make a 40-yard pass, and it just –
And then converts again on another 4th down that same drive. This was all with about 4 minutes to go in the game, too. So it wasn't like it just kind of happened in the third quarter. It was pretty much their last opportunity to score, and converted 2 4th downs, able to score and take the lead. It's a great ball game.
Great ball game. Hated for any of those teams to have to lose. Pinson Valley defeated Wetumpka 31-10, and I'll stop right there because we'll talk about them in Hoover a little bit later on. But Pinson Valley down 10-7, come back and win 31-10 behind Bo Nix. And my first chance to be on the field to see that kid up and close. Man, he is something else, but he is a phenomenal quarterback. I have to tell you what one of our Alabama friends said while we were up there. You'll get a kick out of it. But anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, you've got some special guests coming up for Top Flight. Gymnastics got some really good gymnasts in here at a young age. So
state champions.
They're state champions up in the house tonight. So stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Relief has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
We have a promise to keep with this community, our pledge of respect for your family and your needs in every funeral arrangement.
A funeral is a time that calls for consideration.
For that reason, we won't consider anyone else.
For a full range of funeral services with sensitivity, compassion, and respect, call Radney Funeral Home at 256-234-2511 or Langley Funeral Home at 256-896-2571. Your hometown funeral homes.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Welcome back into Lake Martin Sports Roundup. I'm your host, Adam Blankenship. Brett Pritchard joined us last segment. We recapped a little bit about the Super 7 from Tuscaloosa this past weekend, but now we got a special guest up here, Mary Elizabeth Vardaman over at Top Flight Gymnastics here in Alex City. They had a big competition, the state championship coming up that they just actually just completed and brought home a ton of medals.
Yes, we did.
So we're going to talk to her a little bit about that. But first off, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. We just got done with a practice, and we just shot over here to see you guys.
That was the thing that I asked you. I was like, well, so y'all are right back into it, huh?
Yes, we are year-round.
Year-round.
They'll get a little bit of breaks every now and then. They'll get like spring break and fall break, but nothing more than a week, and they are year-round through the summer too.
That's awesome. Well, talk to us about the last competition that you guys had, which was the state championship.
It was the state championships in Foley, Alabama, at the new tourism complex on there. It's awesome. They have a new amusement park, so it was a really cool place to go. And we brought home a ton of medals. We have 4 new all-around state champions, which is really big.
Wow.
Our level 1 team brought home first place in the state, which is huge.
Wow.
Our level 2 team brought home 5th place out of 13 teams. So 5th out of 13, that's still pretty good.
Really
and
good.
there's only 7 girls on our team, so that was pretty awesome.
Well, talk to us a little bit. Is it broken into age groups? How does that work?
It is. It's broken into. They're only going to compete against girls at state. Now, at other competitions, it's a little different. But at state, they're going against girls that are just within like months of their age. So it's really fair. So like a 6-year-old level 1's not going to compete against a 10-year-old level 1.
Yeah.
And so it makes it really fair. And then it also makes it to where we can have multiple state champions. We have 3 level 1 first place state champs. So.
Wow. And how are these contests judged? Like, what are the events and how does that work as far as judging and scoring and everything?
There are 4 events: vault, bars, beam, and floor. They have the same routine, and they're getting deducted on if their toes aren't pointed, if their knees aren't tight, if they miss skills. There's big elements within all of the routines, and they're getting deductions every time they miss stuff. And so, a lot of our girls, we're seeing scores 9.5s, 9.6s, and that's pretty good. You're talking 4/10 away from a perfect score. So we had some good gymnastics.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. How often do you guys compete in competitions and everything? Or is there pretty much one every month, or is it every other week? How does that work?
We try to hit our level 1s go to like 1 a month for starting in September. So they've done about 5 competitions total, but all the way up until like our level 3s, they're going to like 6 and 7 competitions in their season. Our optional kids that start coming up, they're going to like 7 or 8 competitions out of the state. They actually hit like South Carolina, Georgia, Savannah. So we take them out a little bit further.
So do you think, I'm guessing doing as many of these competitions as y'all do you see the girls get more comfortable as the time goes on, and by the time state comes around, they're completely ready?
Well, yeah. Well, the thing about it is all of these competitions leading up to state, I have a couple girls who they might have done really bad at a competition. I saw them come back that next week of practice. They're completely different. Actually, my level 2 that won state, her first competition of the season, she had a really rough meet. It was really tough for her. She came back that next week. She was a completely different gymnast, worked harder than I've ever seen her work, and she won the next one. And so what they do is they're getting prepared, and so they know exactly how hard they got to work. And a lot of these girls, they see throughout the state competitions, they'll see them, and so they know at state, I'm looking for that girl. I'm gonna go against her. So, and I got to start working so I can beat her.
Definitely. So these competitions are really, I guess this is the main thing that, I guess with anything, it really helps them add that extra drive and see that if you're slacking off, then you're going to get beat, right?
That's right. And the competition that we go to right before state every year, it's a really big competition in Montgomery. You see a lot of the teams from the state. It's kind of like almost like a mock state meet for us.
Yeah.
And we hit it every year. It's the Blue-Gray at the Crampton Bowl complex down there. And it's a good little practice meet for them. You can tell they're getting geared up for state at that competition, and they always do really well at the Blue-Gray. So.
Wow, that's great. Well, talk to us about preparation leading up to these events. How often do you guys practice? I know it has to be tons of time and tons of effort, especially on the parent side too.
Yes, it
with
is.
all of this. But talk to us how you guys prepare leading into these competitions.
So they have practice every week. Our level ones are like anywhere from 6 to 9 years old. They practice 4 to 6 hours a week. So they are in the gym 2-hour practices each time they come. Wow. Our level 2s are there 7 or 8, sometimes more hours a week. They have 3-hour practices every time they're at the gym. And so the week before competition, it's extremely serious in the gym. There's no playtime. I don't play. My husband Alex, he is also tag teaming here with this group, and he doesn't play either. We're serious. We're serious about practice, and like they're not allowed to miss. They have to be there, and it's strictly competition. We don't do a lot of like conditioning the week before. Yeah. We don't hammer them. We want them to be rested up and tired, but you got to hammer the routines into them again and again, because sometimes the nerves do get them. They get up on the beam and they'll start running their routine, and then they'll just blank out. So you have to all that repetition, it helps them out, and it's really good for them. So.
That's great. And I probably should have asked you about this before we got into this, but talk to us about Top Flight. Tell us a little bit about you guys' background, what got y'all into it, and what are some of the things that y'all enjoy the most about it?
Well, I actually married into it. Me and Alex have been married for 6 years, and he was actually a competitive gymnast growing up through high school, and it was a little different back when he was competing, but it was generally the same thing. He was on the men's side, obviously, and that's why he has the passion for the gym, and he loves it. He is such a great coach. He coaches all the way up through our level 8 girl and our level 9 boy, so we're definitely growing, and you start seeing these kids getting on up to these big levels. It's pretty huge. But we opened Top Flight in October of 2012, and so we've been over 5 years now, so we're going into our 5th year. We are building a new gym right now next to Walmart where that new complex is, so we're very excited about that. It's going to be so nice. And we are putting a lot of effort and energy into that right now, because it's going to be really great for the city. So it's going to have full gymnastics, men's and women's, but we're also going to do a Ninja Warrior obstacle course.
Oh, nice. I'll be there for that. I'm excited.
It's going to be awesome. And so we just think that's something that would be really cool for this community, because you're having to drive if you want to go somewhere cool like that now. And so, we do the birthdays and all that kind of stuff too. So it's going to be really great. We're looking forward to that. So it was a 10-year goal for us to get into a new gym. But it kind of happened a little bit sooner, so we're so excited.
Well, that goes into the hard work that you guys put in, though, because I know tons of people in this area and outside that come to you guys for that. So that's hats off to you guys for all the work that you guys do.
Alex City has a lot of talented athletes, and gymnastics is definitely needed around here. So it's been really great for us. The last 5 years has been awesome.
And I'm asking for my personal, because I have a little girl that's 2 years old. What is too young, and what is too young to start?
Really, there is no. Our little girl started when she could walk.
Really?
But we start classes at 3. That's like prime time, 3, 4, and 5, when they're really like moldable, and you can really get them in there. But I mean, to really go somewhere with gymnastics, not saying that you couldn't start when you're like 10 or 11, but you have a really good chance of like being a great competitive gymnast if you start younger.
Yeah.
So
she just turned 2, and she's trying to do front flips in the house now. She's doing splits, those type things.
Yes.
And my wife mentioned, she said, we can get her into gymnastics. Let me find out how young is too young.
The one sport that is very encouraged for you to put your child in before they get into those teen years, just for their balance and coordination coordination, agility, and all that stuff. It helps. And it is a great sport for if you ever move them into another sport. Like we've seen that. We've had upper level gymnasts that have gone into volleyball, track, softball that have been successful in that sport because of the background. Cheerleaders, because of the background they have in gymnastics. Most college cheerleaders that you see today were competitive gymnasts growing up.
Yeah.
So, and they made it through like level 10, and then instead of saying, hey, I want to do gymnastics in college, we're going to do college cheerleading.
Yeah.
So.
That's great. Well, I'm sure you're going to see my little girl over there pretty soon then.
Yeah.
My wife talks about it all the time, and it's obvious how much and how good you guys do with the girls too, because I always hear great things about it. So we're lucky to have you guys in the community.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk to some of your girls after this quick commercial and give them some support and show them some love, because the other ones putting in all the hard work too, right?
That's right.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you on the Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show right after this.
Don't miss the Black Friday sales event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
This Black Friday is going to be big.
Save up to $12,300 on a new 2017 Ram 1500 Crew 4x4 Laramie, or get 0% for 72 months.
It's a November to remember.
New 2017 Ram 1500 Express Crew, $299 down, $299 a month.
You don't want to miss this.
New 2018 Jeep Cherokee Limited, $199 a month.
On the web at BiceChryslerDodge.com.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
If you've ever wanted a Lexus, now is your opportunity at the Reinhardt Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, the time of the year to get savings on the Lexus you want. With extra inventory, the selection is better than ever on the most popular models. Save thousands with low monthly payments and special financing. Get 0% APR on the ES for 60 months. At Reinhardt Lexus, an opportunity like this only knocks once a year. So find your Lexus today at Reinhardt Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
Welcome back into the Lake Martin Sports Roundup. I'm your host, Adam Blankenship. We just talked with Top Flight Gymnastics. They had the state championship, and all of their girls placed really high and had a great competition. But now we're going to show the girls who actually put in all the hard work too, talk to them a little bit and show them some love. So if you want to go ahead and get started and bring up our first gymnast.
Serenity. All right, tell us what your name is.
Serenity.
All right, and tell us what you placed at state.
First.
What'd you place on? Did you get individual placements? What did you play? What were your placements?
All around first.
First all around. And then first on what event?
Bars.
First on bars. All right. What is your favorite event?
Bars.
Bars. And you are the bar state champion, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
That always seems like that has to be one of the hardest things right there. The bars look so difficult.
All right. What's your name?
Macy.
Macy. What'd you place at state?
First.
First on what?
All around.
First all around. What about your individual events?
First on floor, first on beam, and second on bars and vault.
Wow.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, Macy brought home a lot of gold.
She did.
Good
It
job,
sounds
girl.
like it. Now I didn't ask you what goes into all around. What's
All around is all of their scores combined together.
Okay.
So it's everything, and then it's the girl. for the
wow? So she
highest.
went first, second. That's amazing.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Listen to this one, Emma. What'd you get all around?
First on bars, first all around, first on floor, first on vault, and second on beam.
Second on beam, and then you got first all around, right? So she brought home a lot of gold too.
Emma killed it.
Awesome. What's your favorite event?
Bars.
Bars. It's our favorite. We have a lot of bar stars.
Really?
All right. What's your name?
Maddie.
Maddie. What'd you place at state?
Second all around, second on vault, and second on floor bars.
All around.
Fourth on beam, and second on floor, and second all around.
Second all around.
Wow.
All right, what's your favorite event?
Floor.
Floor. Awesome. All right. What's your name?
Madeline.
Madeline. What'd you place at state?
First all around, first on vault, first on bars, and fourth on beam, and fourth on floor.
And then what'd you get all around?
Third.
Third all around. What's your favorite event?
Vault.
Vault. She's a vault state champion and a bar state champion.
Wow.
Good job, girl. All right. What's your name?
Maddie.
Maddie. What level are you? 'Cause
Two.
This is the start of my level 2 group. All the girls that just went were the level 1s. All right, what'd you place at state?
First all around, first on beam, second on floor and vault, and third on floor and vault, and second on bars.
All right. And
Wow.
what is your favorite event?
Beam.
Beam. She is a beam state champion and an all-around state champion. And
Wow.
Beam is definitely her very strong. She's very strong on beam.
Congratulations.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Carolina Tidwell.
Carolina. What'd you place at state?
Second all around.
Second all around. Did you get any event placings? What'd you get?
First on vault, second on floors, second on bars, and fourth on beam.
She was very close. She had a lot
Wow.
of good.
Yeah.
And then she's the vault state champion. What's your favorite event?
Bars.
Bars. And she definitely is a bar star. All right. Last but not least, what's your name?
My name is Araya Lockhart.
And what'd you get at state?
Third all around.
Third. And what'd you get? Do you remember your individual events?
I got third on bars, fourth on beam, second on floor, and third on vault.
Awesome. And what is your favorite event?
Floor and vault.
Floor and vault.
Floor and
Two.
vault.
All right.
Well, there you have it. Just tons of medals. Did y'all have to rent a van to carry? You got all those home or what? I mean,
Yeah, a big U-Haul.
I bet next year whenever they see Top Flight pull up, everyone's going to be like, oh, no, not
We're
again.
definitely one of the teams in the state that people say, whoa, we're not going to beat them. We're like that. I mean, people, they're intimidated by our team because they do well, especially after this year.
I believe
on
it.
the level 1 first place state team, that's going to be the team everybody's gunning for next year.
I believe it, and that word spreads quickly too. And if they didn't know, then they know from all the medals you guys had. But thank you much for coming on, bringing the girls out here. I know y'all have a very busy practice schedule because you can't win state championships by not practicing hard. So congratulations to you guys and all your gymnasts as well. And anytime you like to come on and talk and bring some more girls, let us know. We'd love to have you guys, all right?
Sounds great.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you more on the Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show right after this.
With the boat season winding down and the weather getting cooler, it's time to let Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road and winterize your boat and get ready for the off-season. The good guys can make all your off-season repairs, winterization, and upgrades easy and on budget. Remember, now's the best time for used boat prices and selection, and you can even pre-order next year's Landau pontoons and quality Suzuki outboards to get the perfect fit for next spring. Service, sales, and value all this off-season at the place the locals know, Alex City Marine. And don't forget to order your 2018 Manitou pontoons now.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable quality service.
Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
We have a promise to keep with this community, our pledge of respect for your family and your needs in every funeral arrangement.
A funeral is a time that calls for consideration.
For that reason, we won't consider anyone else.
For a full range of funeral services with sensitivity, compassion, and respect, call Radney Funeral Home at 256-234-2511 or Langley Funeral Home at 256-896-2571, your hometown funeral homes.
At U.S. Ameribank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. Ameribank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. Ameribank difference. U.S. Ameribank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show. Brett Pritchard, Adam Blankenship here with you. A couple more segments. Great to have those girls up here in top flight gymnastics. A lot of accomplishments.
You hear all the medals.
Yeah, you could hear them jingling in here. So
crazy.
I guess it is time for Christmas jingle bells. So it's
Yeah.
jingle medals here with the top flight group, and just an awesome group of young girls that have already accomplished a lot in a very short amount of time. And it's just a great place. My daughter's at top flight as well. She's not on the competition side, but she goes 2 days a week and loves it. So it's one of those blessed to have such a great company here in the city of Alex City. But Adam, let's talk about, we'll shift back over and talk about some more of our football games this past week. We got to Pinson Valley. Wetumpka 31-10. Pinson Valley led by Bowden Nix. Pat Nix, the head coach there, played at Auburn. Chris Nix, no relation up there at Tuscaloosa with the Night Edie groups, a good friend of our group, and has done some play-by-play and stuff with us on basketball. But we're standing on the sideline for Pinson Valley Wetumpka, and he looks at me and goes, he says, "Yeah, y'all can come back here to Tuscaloosa and watch Bo Nix play a couple years." I said, I hate to tell you, Chris, I don't think that's going to happen. But he started laughing. He said, "Yeah." He said, "We'll get to see him 2 times over here." He said, "When they're kicking our tail."
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he was laughing about. He said, "But his kid is really good." And he is.
Man, he is good.
Golly,
how big is he? You really
he's
can't
probably
tell.
6'1".
Really?
Yeah, he's a 6'1" guy, and he's a junior, so he's going to fill out more. But his command of the field,
that's what I was going to say,
is already just ridiculous.
And watching him like in between timeouts or after plays, the way he was leading that team too was really impressive as well.
Yeah.
It was obvious that was his football team, and that he was going to be the leader to whatever happens on it.
There's no question about it. And, he didn't have a great first half.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw 2 interceptions, and one, I thought Wetumpka did a good job of playing the field position in the first half. They kept them backed up. They had, I think it was on the 2 or 3 yard line, and And I thought probably one of the better middle linebackers that we've seen all year.
Yep.
For Wetumpka, number 15, made another great play. He showed blitz at him on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
And Bo Nix saw it, and he checked out of it. Well, he showed like he was going to stay in a blitz. When Bo checked out of it, as soon as he snapped, he drifted to the middle of the field. He slid over in the middle and drifted back. Nix never saw it. He thought, well, I see the guy blitzing. That's your middle linebacker. I've got the middle of the field open. So he did a check down to the middle, threw it right to the guy, and he runs it back to like the 4-yard line. And, you could tell Bo Nix was extremely frustrated with himself for missing that. Wetumpka would go on to make them pay. Cavassier Smoke would score from 4 yards out 2 plays later. And you felt like Wetumpka maybe had the momentum, had things going their way. And Pinson Valley really couldn't get a drive established there in the second quarter. They go to halftime down 10-7. But Pinson Valley made all the adjustments, and Wetumpka didn't. So, that was the difference in the game. They ended up pulling away 31-10, but Bo Nix 4 total touchdowns, 3 touchdown passes and a run.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. A lot of people say the game doesn't start until after halftime, and Pinson Valley made all the adjustments.
They did.
I mean, they absolutely killed it with their second half game plan. They really held J.D. Martin in check, which the field kind of didn't help either. There's been 6 games played on that same field in the past 2 days. It was wet,
frozen,
it's slippery. I mean, I hate to see that because this was the matchup I was looking forward to the most. I feel like this is going to be a shootout, and I think a lot of people were shocked at the score at halftime. To be honest with you,
that's right.
And then Wetumpka just went up against anything going offensively.
Yeah, they just couldn't get a break. And J.D. Martin, he had his runs, but they Pinson Valley had a bend but don't break mentality. They're like, look, we're gonna force you to throw the football to beat us, and Wetumpka just hasn't been forced to do that all year. And they, Cavassier Smoke never could get it going. He had some tough runs, had some good runs, but nothing spectacular. He never broke that 70-yard run that everybody was looking for. So, Wetumpka with a very good season. I know it's not how you want to end the season walking away with a loss, but they fought hard, and I thought, they have nothing to hold their heads down about. That's the first time Wetumpka's ever been to a state championship game, and that was Pinson Valley's first time to ever be at a state championship game. So you knew one of them was going to walk away for the first time ever as state champs, and both teams just played their rear end off, and it was an exciting game to watch. And we move into 7A, Hoover and McGill-Tulane, and, man, I tell you, I don't really know what else to say other than Shedrick Jackson and Pickens for Hoover are just phenomenal,
it's not even
man.
Fair.
Just as good as it comes when it comes to receivers, and they. I know you're not gonna like to hear this, but both of them are committed to go to Auburn.
I know it. We got to figure out some way at least to get one of them.
George Pickens is a junior.
Gracious.
Shedrick Jackson's a senior. He'll be, that's Bo Jackson's nephew. So, but both of them are big play guys, and they look totally different. And but Hoover gets it done once again on defense. Man, they just shut McGill-Tulane down. McGill-Tulane added 2 scores late in that game, but. It's pretty much 48-6.
Well, would you say that Shedrick Jackson could be better than Ross in Phoenix City?
I haven't seen enough of Ross I just know Ross is phenomenal, and he's highly rated for a reason.
Yeah.
I think here's my honest assessment of Shedrick Jackson. I think he is a guy that's getting more play now.
Yeah.
I think Hoover realized, and once they got a quarterback situation solidified to get them the ball, that he started showing what he really can do.
Stud.
And he is phenomenal.
He's one of the best high school receivers I've seen in a while. I mean,
every
time he gets the ball, he'll go and make some plays, and you just know he's going to the house.
That's right. And I thought both of those guys played well. Hoover's running game gets overshadowed by those two guys. They have a couple guys that run the football that are really, really good back there, but their bread's buttered on the defensive side of the ball. They just shut teams down. McGill could never get anything going all night long. It was frustrating for them. And, ever since Hoover lost to Thompson, Adam, they've been mad.
It's the best thing that happened to them right there.
Just been mad, and they hated for a week to hear that they'd been knocked off the pedestal in Birmingham, and they're not the top of 7A anymore, and move over. Hewitt, Trustful, and Thompson, they didn't compete. They just did not.
It seems like it's the same story every year. It always feels like it's the same Hoover team that won it the year before. Tough defense. an offense that they can just get it done, but the defense just really puts the clamps down, man, and they just can't. You can't do anything on them.
You know,
too fast.
One thing, one of their losses was to IMG in Florida, and IMG. I had somebody send me a message today that said, "Man, think about this. Hoover played IMG to within 13 points.
Yeah.
I mean, this team is loaded with phenomenal athletes, 5 stars from all over the country.
Yeah, all they are is a showcase team. They can't even compete in Florida for the state championship.
That's
So,
right.
I mean, they're just they're the Globetrotters.
They're the Globetrotters, and Hoover hung with them. And that just tells you that Hoover, it's a style that Josh Niblets instilled at that school. He carried it on from Rush Probst, but I think Josh Niblets even carried it to another level, Adam.
Yeah.
He's, you know, look, Rush Probst deserves a lot of credit for what he started at Hoover. I like the way Josh Niblets kept it going. He does it clean. He does it. You know, he's not a guy that's ever going to cuss. He doesn't. You'll never hear a cuss word out of his mouth. He is a tremendous disciplinarian.
Yep.
You're going to do things his way, or you're not going to play for him.
And he has some of the best one-liners out there.
He really does, man.
He's a fun coach. I want to see him. I'm ready to see him maybe take a jump and try to coach college ball. You think he could do it?
You know, that was a talk around him a lot this week. And, you know, this happens every year with him after Hoover wins another one.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they talk about, well, you know, Josh Niblett, would he be a guy to go to the next level as a coordinator or to go to maybe South Alabama as a head coach? And I definitely think he's got his offers. I definitely think people call him and that he has opportunities. And I just think Josh Niblett may be a lifetime high school guy.
Yeah, and he's got the best high school job in the state.
He may be one of the best in the country.
Exactly. I mean, it's not going to get any worse. You know what I mean? Like that program is stacked. He's got an absolute machine built there.
He does.
And I thought about that too. I was like, well, maybe he just likes to do high school.
And maybe, you know, everybody is not, you know, it's not a set path for everybody that, oh, you do great in high school, your next move is to move up to college. I mean, he seems like a guy that's perfectly content to do things the way he's doing them right now, and to be a lifetime high school football coach. And, you know, as soon as I say that, heck, he probably leave tomorrow and go to South Alabama. That'd be my luck saying that. But I get that feel. I had a chance to talk to him at the hotel a little while before they got on the bus to head over to the stadium. And I've known Josh a long time through our dealings and interviews and all that. And he seems like he's as content right now as he's ever been.
What is he? Is he at 6'3", 225, 230? How big
he's
is
not that tall. No,
he's not that tall?
No, Josh is probably 6'1".
Ah, damn.
Yeah, he looks like he is. He's jacked up now.
Yeah, he does a couple curls.
Yeah, he eats weights for breakfast and lunch.
Seriously.
And then, but he's a guy that you know, definitely is obsessed with working out and doing that. But you know, he
maybe a little bit.
Well, he, you know, what he also does is he lives what he expects his players to be.
That's what I was going to say.
And so, you know, it's not hard when you look at your coach to say, hey, you know, well, he's doing it.
Yeah.
I probably need to be doing it too. And, you know, I have a lot more to gain from it right here than he does now. He's in his job. I'm trying to get to the next level, whatever the next level might be for me. So, I think, man, he is – I don't see it ending, man. I just do not see an end in sight to this dynasty they've got going.
No doubt. He's always reminded me, you know, you go to Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy, you know, like they have those little those mannequins with the Under Armour stuff on it, and they're all huge.
He is the mannequin.
That's what he reminds me of.
That's what he looks like.
That's what he reminds me of.
A walking Under Armour man.
He's definitely he's a great character. Like you say, he practices what he preaches. He's a leader. The kids just love him. They flock to him. So, you know, you really don't doubt any of the success that they have, and you see where it's coming from. You know.
Oh, you don't doubt anything at all that he does, and he's a phenomenal guy too. And you know, it's who you would want your kid playing for, and you know he's going to get the best training, the best instruction, the best discipline, the best coaching, the whole 9 yards. So, and plus, it's not bad to play for Hoover right now with their reputation either. But everybody else trying to play catch up there, and I don't know who's going to catch them. I mean, Hewitt Trustful and Thompson really had really good football teams this year, and they're all in the same region next year.
It's the time to do it. You know, if Thompson was going to do it this year, it seemed like it was the one to do it. It seemed like everything was clicking for them. I was excited about that game. I thought that was going to be the matchup of the year, and I felt like they were going to knock them off. But man.
And they did. I mean, to beat them in the regular season was phenomenal, but to ask them to do it again in the playoffs is just almost too much. Yes. And then, I mean, Hoover went to Thompson. It was like everybody's like, ooh, they got to go to Thompson. There was no team anywhere that could have beat Hoover that night. They were so focused and jacked up about avenging that loss. I mean, Thompson had no chance.
That's all he needed right there was just that little bit of I get a little bit of extra to drive into him all week to get ready for that ball game. So.
Well, the only thing, and I said this earlier today on Auburn Blitz, the thing that to me he has his biggest challenge of fight is complacency creeping into that program because they just win all the time. And then, it would be easy for that to happen with that group. And, to be able to fight that off and keep them intense every week and to have that kind of drive is phenomenal from him. But we'll take our final break here. We come back one last segment here on the Lake Martin Sports Roundup.
DHK Tire is Dadeville's full-service garage with personal service from hometown folks you know and trust. DHK Tire can get any style or makeup tire you need for any vehicle at great prices. And they also offer used tires for anyone's budget. DHK can handle all your maintenance needs like oil changes, heating and cooling, as well as a full alternator and starter needs. Let your vehicle go all the way at DHK. DHK Tire on South Street in Dadeville.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is growing, and we want you to grow with us. Our brand new location is going to be opening soon in Alexander City, and we're offering a CD special going on right now. 15-month CD at 1.25%. This is a limited time offer. It's valid at all branches for new money only. Start a new relationship and trust your money and your time with the credit union that truly cares about you. Heritage South Credit Union, coming soon to Alexander City. Heritage South Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Final segment here on the Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show. Brett Pritchard, Adam Blankenship here with you. Let's talk about, and we covered the high school, had Top Flight on tonight. It's been a great show. But let's talk about some of the awards from this past week in college football. I don't think anybody's shot with the Heisman Trophy winner there. Just probably outside of Troy Smith, which blew my mind, and Marcus Mariota. I mean, who the heck remembers Troy Smith? How did he win by such a landslide?
He was dominant.
Who in the world was up for it that year?
I don't know who was up for it, but I do remember that year at Ohio State.
You want to talk about going on to the pros and amounting to absolutely zilch.
That was, oh, man. Yeah, well, that's that system. It's that type of quarterback, So you're seeing it with a lot of the guys that come in there.
I mean,
Mariota's struggling too.
I mean, where is Lamar Jackson going to play? What's he projected
He's
to go?
He's going to play receiver somewhere.
He's a phenomenal athlete. The numbers he put up again were just something else. But let's talk about that. Baker Mayfield also won the Maxwell Player of the Year award. Let's talk about Baker Mayfield for just a minute.
I think he is the next Drew Brees.
Do you really?
I think I would take him with the #1 overall pick, and I'd start him day one, and we'll just go from there.
Let me tell you who.
I think he's that good.
Well, and he may be. And you said he's the next Drew Brees. Obviously, Drew Brees has had a phenomenal career in the NFL. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and he really brought the Saints out of the dungeon. is he going to be more of a Drew Brees, or is he going to be more of a Johnny Manziel?
He's going to be a Drew Brees.
Do you think he'll be a Drew Brees?
Are you talking about on-field play or off-field?
Either one. I mean, 'cause I think Johnny Manziel had all the tools to do what he needed to on the field, but he couldn't stay away off the field. And Baker Mayfield has a little history, not like Johnny Manziel's level now, but a little bit of history on some stuff off the field. You know, probably the best tackle on him last year at all was that cop that tackled him on the sidewalk. That was the best tackle anybody had on him all year.
I forgot about that.
But, you know, maybe, you know, and he's kind of been known as that edgy guy to kind of cross the line. He's had to apologize a couple of times, and you know you kind of want that in your quarterback, but he may take it a little bit too far.
He does
sometimes, and so, but he's got that part about him that could tend to get out of control.
I think he has all the tools for success. I think on field he's one of the better passers we've seen. I think he actually goes through his progressions and he makes his reads correctly. And if he goes somewhere other than the Browns, I think he has a chance to succeed.
You know, everybody's trying to trade to get out of the Browns. Yeah. You know, I mean, they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory yesterday.
Yeah, sure did.
They just can't find a way to do it.
But I think it's going to be really good, though. I'm interested to see how he plays against this Georgia defense. I mean, what would you think Georgia's one of the better defenses Auburn's played this year?
There's no question. I mean, Alabama and Georgia, the top two, bar none, defenses.
You'd probably give the edge to Georgia, wouldn't you?
I don't know if I would or not. And I'm going to tell you why. I think Alabama healthy is a better defense overall. And I think Roquan Smith is a phenomenal linebacker. But, you know, Auburn, I'm going to say this, Adam, Auburn played like crap in the SEC championship game, and they were only down 13-7 with about 12 minutes to go in the game.
I agree.
I mean, you know, we still had the ball and had a chance to go down and take the lead. Really wasn't about what Georgia – I mean, I know people are going to say, oh, it sounds like a, you know –
No, it was obvious.
It's not really about what Georgia did to us. It's more about what we didn't do to move the football. And obviously, Kerryon Johnson, when he isn't healthy, our offense – I mean, can't do anything. I mean, which is stupid at that level that you have a team that's as loaded as Auburn is, and you got one guy that goes out and you can't move the football. So I definitely think that's a knock against Gus Malzahn, and has been since he's been a head coach, as he takes one guy and grinds him into the ground. He did it with Trey Mason. He did it with Petway. Now he did it with Kerryon Johnson. I mean, you got to be able to show a little bit more diversity in your running game. You can't run a guy 30, 35 times a game every single game in this league. They're not going to last.
Yeah. So, speaking of Kerryon, does he stay or does he go?
I mean, I think he stays. I mean, I think he's got one more year.
I think he should go.
And well, I mean, maybe he does, but I don't. I mean, you know, one of the things about Kerryon Johnson that can hurt his stock is his health.
That's why he's got to go.
But I mean, there's a lot of people that don't a lot of people in the NFL that don't believe he can last in the NFL.
It's true.
And, you know, the SEC is the next best thing to the NFL. And, I mean, majority of the players that come out of the SEC go on to play in the NFL. So, yeah, he proved a lot this year. But last year he was non-existent.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need more of a sample size than 1 year. I think Jeff Holland comes back because
I think he's gone.
No, a lot of people don't feel that way anymore.
He's too good.
Well, a lot of people don't feel that way now, Adam, because all the scouts are saying he emerged onto the scene this year as a pass rush specialist. We need to see a little bit more.
Wow.
And then so, I mean, he may go. I mean, he may get the talk from the right guy, and they may decide to go. But sometimes the projection and what these guys look at is crazy.
I know, it really is.
Me and you sit here and go, well, that's a no-brainer. And you got NFL guys going, well, I don't know.
It is really weird. I'll definitely send in my papers if I'm both of them, though.
I think they will.
My little round.
No, I definitely think they will.
And I think Kerryon could do it because he was SEC Player of the Year.
He was.
This is his only season he's been fully healthy. I think he's to cash in while he can.
Yeah, but I don't know if you could still say he was fully healthy. I mean, he still got hurt again.
I think Holland is ready. I think he'll be top 15, top 20.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'd have to, and then he may end up going. Who knows? Yeah. Of course, Baker Mayfield also wins a Walter Camp, and he won one more too. The Maxwell Player of the Year award. So he just right in line with most Heisman winners. They win the Maxwell.
But it's one of those years, though, too, outside of him, name another guy that you thought, if Baker Mayfield wasn't playing this year, who would have won it? I couldn't give you a guy.
I mean, there was nobody. I mean, the two guys that were sitting by him
I mean,
they didn't light the world on fire by no means.
It was a year where I felt like there really wasn't that many dynamic offensive players out there.
Bryce Love did. I mean, for Stanford, he played hurt most of the last part of the year, and he suffered from he suffered from Stanford not being where they needed to be. Plus, he suffered from West Coast syndrome.
If I say plus being in the Pac-12,
it's
conference
terrible.
Is garbage.
Davey O'Brien also goes to Baker Mayfield. He just racked up.
He sure did.
Jim Thorpe Award goes to Minka Fitzpatrick. Also, the McNair Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, goes to Minka Fitzpatrick. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. I think will be very missed at Alabama for sure. One of the better secondary players to come through there, and that says a lot.
He's been solid for so long, and you, as a fan, you just grow accustomed to seeing him out there,
That's
him
right.
being all over the field. So it's going to be really hard to replace him. We've had some good ones come through, but man, there's
Probably the best overall.
Yeah, he hadn't been one better.
And being able to read, offenses and knowing where to be and getting everybody lined up. I mean, it's just an innate characteristic quality that he had. Roquan Smith got the Butkus Award for the best linebacker. You look at the Doak Walker Award, that went to Bryce Love. The Biletnikoff Award went to James Washington there from Oklahoma State. The Broyles Award for the best assistant coach of the year, Tony Elliott for Clemson, narrowly beat out Kevin Steele at Auburn for that award. And you look at the Nagurski Player of the Year, it went to Bradley Chubb from NC State. Jim Thorpe, obviously, and Big Narrett, we just talked about, went to Minka Fitzpatrick. The head coach of the year, Scott Frost at Central Florida. I mean, he had his team undefeated. That's the team Auburn will play in the
But he took, and props to him, though, because he did the most loyal move ever by any coach. He took his entire staff with him. Like every coach.
The whole
so
match.
So who's going to coach against Auburn?
I mean, they're trying to work it out right now to see if Scott Frost and that staff will coach. I mean that really leaves that team.
If I'm Nebraska, I'm like, nah, y'all come on up here and recruit.
Yeah, we don't
have time for that.
We don't have time to be doing all that stuff, and that's what they're trying to work out right now. You look over here at the Lou Groves Award for the third time.
It's unbelievable.
Daniel Carlson.
It's unbelievable.
Bridesmaid. But here's the deal. This wasn't his best year. I mean, out of the three.
It's true.
Hey, he had better years. The first year he was up for it, Adam, I thought he should have won it, and he didn't. But he finished second 3 times. What can you say? I mean, it is what it is. Phenomenal kicker, and Auburn will hate to lose him, but his little brother comes in.
I'm glad he's gone. And I gained more respect for him whenever, I think middle of the season, I was watching game day or something, and they said that he's 6'4", 230 pounds a kicker. And I said, my God, like he's an actual athlete.
Yeah, he is.
Like he's probably a linebacker. You know what I mean?
He's pretty stout, man. He's a big
got
guy.
A steel toe for sure.
He's not a little bitty kicker. We're running around out there meek and mild for sure.
Exactly.
So there's your national awards there that went. I didn't say Outland Award. The interior lineman went to Ed Oliver at Houston, and that's a guy. Houston landed that 5-star guy a few years ago, and he has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, how did Houston land Ed Oliver? And but he's shown out there and has made a name for himself.
And J.K. Scott for Alabama, the punter, he was up for an award, didn't win. Whoever they gave that to, I don't see how.
The Ray Guy Award went to Michael Dixon from Texas.
They must haven't watched any of Alabama games over the past 3 years.
Texas never got any first downs, so he punted all the time.
The reason Alabama's defense has been so good for so long, though, is because he puts them inside the 10 every time.
J.K. Scott, phenomenal.
We're gonna miss that
there's a lot of these special teams guys that for both Alabama and Auburn that we're going to miss tremendously, but that's going to pretty much wrap things up here from JR Sports Bar and Grill. Again, it's been a great evening here. We appreciate all of you that tune us in every week, and want to thank Top Flight Gymnastics and their group for coming up here, and a lot of young ladies that have won a lot of medals already, Adam, and are going to continue to do big things in their career with Top Flight. But we've enjoyed it. We'll be back on there again next week with some more Lake Martin Sports Roundup. So we appreciate all of you watching. We've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next week.